Hi, lovelies. I'm coming at you this week with a free weekly reading. This is for October the 2nd through October the 8th of 2017. And for those of you that don't know me, my name is Sarah Martucci. I'm a psychic medium and a certified crystal healer. Okay, let's talk about all the woo-woo today. We have a full moon coming up on the 5th in the sign of Aries. And if you guys know anything about Aries, this is kind of an aggressive sign. These guys have no patience. When they want something, they want it immediately. They're ruled by Mars, and Mars is the god of war. So we're talking about anger and aggression. Not always, but you know, for most part, if you ever know an Aries, they definitely got some anger issues that they need to work out. Aries is also the very first sign of the zodiac. So this is the sign of the self and of the ego, and kind of learning to stand alone. What is it to really be myself and to follow that path? So there's going to be that theme with this full moon coming up on the 5th as well. Full moon, also talking about our relationships, not just with others, but with ourselves. So how are your relationships looking lately? Is it a little rough? Do you kind of feel like everybody's trampling all over you? Are you trampling on other people? Maybe there's a call this week to find some balance. Well, especially being in Libra season right now, that's the perfect time. So finding the peace but not compromising yourself will be a huge, huge thing this week. So it would behoove you at some point to kind of figure out for yourself, who am I? What do I want? What am I going for? And not everybody's going to be able to be on that trip with you, and that needs to be okay. And if that's been, you think, your biggest problem going forward so far, is that you're afraid to maybe separate from others so that you can kind of do what you need to, this week is really gonna kind of push that to the breaking point for you. So just be aware, be prepped, be ready. And I would say to you too, especially with the themes of balance and finding the peace with Libra, just make sure this week that if you do have those conversations, if it does come to that point, be kind, speak from your heart and not your ego. Because really, when we create relationships with people, when we get into relationships with others, I would like to think, for the most of us, we're going into it with all the love in our heart. We really want to establish something solid and good here for us. Whether that be a friendship, whether that just be, you know, a love relationship, this could even be a business partnership. But you got to decide this week about what it is that you want, where you're going, and what your needs are. And not so much, I think a lot of people like to say that Aries are selfish, and yeah, totally, they can absolutely be that way. But really, there's something about self-actualization here, and being aware of yourself, and what is it that I need, and how can I accomplish that? And there really are, Aries are huge pioneers. So you might be pioneering something really important this week, even if it's just the relationship with yourself and healing something important there. Maybe even just coming to terms with what it is that you want. So trust yourself this week. Trust where everything's taking you. And make sure that you stand up for yourself and you assert yourself in the most loving way possible. Always look for that balance, guys. Always, always, always. And again, with Libra season, it's the perfect time to do it. All right, enough yammering for me. Let's do the cards. All right, so with the cards, always, always, always pick the ones that you're drawn to. You can pick 1, 2, or all 3. It does not matter. Use your intuition here. Okay, so this could be card number 1. And that's Everett. He was just saying hi. And yes, we are doing different cards this week. So these are really exciting. I think you guys will like them. And this will be card number 2. All right, and this will be card number 3. All right, I'll give you guys a couple seconds to kind of decide which one that you want. I think it'll be really interesting this week to see, yeah, how relationships play out. So pay attention, kind of really take note of where things are going, or maybe where the energy is kind of pushing everything, and don't fight the current. When have you ever seen anybody or anything swimming in rapids going against the current that ever made it to its destination? Never. Maybe the salmon. But it turns out you're a human being, not a fish. So with that being said, don't fight the current this week. Go with the flow. Find that balance and just stand up for yourself as needed. Don't let people steamroll you, okay? All right, so if you pick card number 1, you got Tracy Emin, and here is your beautiful card. That's a pretty intense photo right there. I love these cards. My husband just got these cards for me a couple days ago, and I just think they're absolutely amazing. They're beautiful, and the imagery is amazing. Okay, so with this card, your message this week is don't hide your dirty sheets in the washer. Concentrate on finding, not losing, yourself in art, and decay can be a fertilizer for new ideas. So really, I feel like with this card this weekend with you, if you pick number 1, this card, the first thing I saw in there were the hearts behind her, the neon hearts. So there's something with love relationships. This could even do with just yourself and loving yourself this week. That's going to be a huge highlight for you. I want to say too, if you notice all the money coming out of her vaginal, I want to say that there's an issue this week, or you may have a worry about safety and or security right now. So, and to me, this feels kind of like it's going back to a base need for yourself. If you think about the root chakra, that's exactly where it is, down by the genitals in that area. So there's something here about feeling like you don't have enough, or you can't seem to get enough. I want you to pay attention to those themes this week about safety and security. What is that for you? And kind of where are you holding that energy? Where are you holding that fear, that safety and security? If it's down in that area, that's no bueno. So just make sure this week, I would say maybe do some yoga, maybe do some stretching, do some meditation or something around your root chakra too, so that you feel safe and secure in this world. Best case scenario, do something that's going to help you to feel better about your situation. So either getting with, I don't know, like getting with a banker and talking about your situation money-wise, maybe sitting down with the banker again and really setting yourself up to take care of your needs going forward. Setting up a portfolio, something to stash away money or stash away something that you need so that you feel as though you have everything you need going forward. I really like what this says too about the decay can be a fertilizer for new ideas. Don't be afraid to let old shit go this week. Let it go. Let the dead stuff die off. Let the dead stuff go. And use the lessons that you learned from it to propel yourself forward, to start your new projects and your new ideas. Whatever you learn from that, allow it to be a stepping stone going forward this week. And yeah, I like to don't hide your dirty sheets in the washer. Don't be afraid of your past. Don't be afraid of the dumb shit that you've done. Don't be afraid or don't be ashamed of who you are, even if it's the darker aspects of yourself. Love yourself for all that you are this week. And maybe too, for some of us this week, maybe you need a sexual healing. Maybe for you, this is about loving yourself and taking care of yourself sexually in that way. So make sure that you do for yourself what you need this week. Be open to whatever it is that you need and don't feel ashamed with whatever answer comes up for you too. Awesome. All right, guys, good job. And if you picked card number 2, and I'm so excited about this card, it's like my favorite one, you got Salvador Dali, and here's your beautiful card. I love Dali. Look at that crazy mustache. All right, so Salvador Dali says, never make an appearance without controversy. Tap the unconscious and pray it isn't boring. Being Dali is inspiration enough. So what I think is interesting on this card, if you notice this, there's like a whole desert scene in the background. He's kind of looking upwards towards the ants there. When I see ants, when I see the symbology of ants and I see them like moving around and squirming, I think for a lot of people, it depends on the person. That would probably freak most people out. So there might be some theme of fear this week. You tapping into that and allowing yourself to move past whatever fear is holding you back, or this worry maybe about the future and there's some fear attached to it. So just make sure that you're aware and you're present whenever that's coming up for you, so that you can be like, no, what the fuck? I got this. It's gonna be okay. And my personal history shows me that every single time something comes up that I'm fearful of, I overcome it. How else would I be here today? So trust yourself. Also too, if you notice in the card, that little cup right there, this is going to be a pretty emotional week for you, and it's overflowing. There's water coming out of it, or whatever that liquid is. So I want to say that this is going to be an emotional week for you. There's going to be some fears coming up. There's going to be some stuff, maybe even if it's just about yourself, allowing yourself to be you and presenting that on a bigger stage. Allow yourself to just be you. Also too, yeah, if you notice in the background, all this desert scene, it hasn't really felt so great lately. There's not a whole bunch of fertility and creativeness. So maybe you're feeling kind of low lately because your creative juices aren't flowing. I want to tell you to stop whatever you're doing and celebrate yourself, either how far you've come or who you are. There's a lot of need for celebration. There's a lot of need to celebrate. There's a lot of need to revive yourself and revive that creative part of yourself. Just make sure that you take care of that this week, especially if you feel as though you don't have the energy or you don't have the whatever it is to be able to do your creative projects lately. You need to celebrate. And also too, can I say that just moving project to project to project is not doing you any favors at all. So again, if you're exhausted, if you're not feeling like any of this is fun, it's because you haven't taken the time to celebrate how far you've come and the achievements that you've already had. Do that. I said so. And yeah, last thing on here, being Dali is inspiration enough. So just know that you are enough. You are good enough. You are enough. Everything that you're bringing to the table, we need it desperately. Even if you don't realize that, even if you don't even know that the world needs you, we do. I like to think that we're all just kind of spokes in a wheel. And if one of those spokes is gone, that wheel is not going to hold up for very long, and it's going to collapse after a while. So we need you. Bring your gifts and abilities to the table. Don't hide anymore. You are enough. All right. Good job, guys. And then if you pick card number 3, you got Jeff Koons, and here's your beautiful card. So I have never heard of this guy until I read the card, and I was like, who is this crazy dude? He's a lot of fun. He's kind of cool. He's definitely different for sure. And I think that there might be a theme going on with all these cards. It's okay to be different this week. It's okay to be yourself. Allow yourself to be bombastically you. All right, so Jeff Koons, what does he say? The future is big, bright, and shiny. Your balloon can't pop, but your pop can balloon. Learn the difference between camp and kitsch. All right. So the first thing I want to cover probably is learn the difference between camp and kitsch. There's this beautiful theme about being yourself here. But what do you, okay, so with camp and with kitsch, they're both known for being a little loud, like if I decorated my place in kind of campy stuff, it would have a lot of glitter, depending on who you're talking to. If you were kind of a campy person, you kind of would be a little extra. Kitsch is like you would be extra, but it would be so loud and so in your face. So there's a difference here about being yourself and just doing it in your way, where the other one's kind of like being yourself, but doing it for the pure looks, doing it for the pure people just looking at you and paying attention. And you don't need the kitsch. Be your campy self. Allow it to be authentic for you. If you're just doing it for ego, if you're just doing it for people to look at you, it's not going to help you going forward. So just make sure this week, like, who am I? What am I trying to say? And you know what? If you're kitschy, be kitschy. Live your dream. Have Barbie dolls all over your shirt. I don't care what you do. Yeah, do whatever it is that makes you happy, but know the difference between just being loud to be loud and being loud because you have something to say. Do you feel? All right. I love too that the future is bright, big, and shiny. So if you felt lately like you really weren't sure where things were going and you're hoping that everything's going to work out for you, I want to say to you, it's going to be okay. But you need to trust in the big, bright, and shiny future as well. You need to be able to see it too. So maybe at some point this week, take a moment, take a quiet moment, and really focus on what is that vision that you want of your future? What do you want going forward? This is about you envisioning that and then having the balls and the guts to like really pursue it and be there and be present and be a part of it. Knowing that the power belongs in your hands. This part I think is really interesting. Your balloon can't pop, but your pop can balloon. So I kind of want to say with that, yeah, this is about just kind of being out there and just being yourself this week. No matter how that's expressed, as long as you're being genuinely you, you're in the right place, doing the right things at the right time, with the added benefit of knowing that everything is going to be okay, that your future is big, bright, and beautiful. And all you have to do is to see that in your mind's eye and start following your course towards that. Step by step. It doesn't have to be done in one day. Just take a little tiny steps every single day towards your goal and you'll make it there. Last thing too in here, I want to say, look into the monkey as an animal totem and an extra message this week. There's something important there for you. So just, if you guys get a chance today, just look it up and see what it's got to say. My suggestion, go to the website, whatsyoursign.com. If you go into Google and type in monkey animal totem, whatsyoursign.com is amazing. I always go to her for references for, the animal totems, and she's amazing. So check that out for the little extra message this week. Be your shiny self. Okay, guys. And then the stone that we picked this week is Rainbow Moonstone. And let's see if I can get, yeah. It's so beautiful. So Rainbow Moonstone is the stone of the full moon. This is a balancing stone too. So really this has to do more with feminine energy and feminine power. So if you're a dude and you're watching this, Rainbow Moonstone is really going to help you to kind of get in touch with your feminine side, and being okay with that and really empower your emotional side so that you can kind of be a full balanced person here. If you're a female, this is about stepping into your power. This is one of my absolute favorite stones. The pendant I just showed you is one that I wear every single time I do a gallery reading, or if I need an extra boost whenever I'm doing readings, as the Rainbow Moonstone kind of boosts your psychic gifts and abilities. I think specifically clairvoyance and clairaudience. It rules the head chakra up here, the crown chakra. So this is kind of about like opening up that area right here so you can hear divine guidance. Your higher self can really speak to you so that you can hear all of that. Also too, it offers psychic protection. This is a deeply protective stone. It's also the stone of mothers. So if you're a mom, and you just really like that theme, definitely grab a chunk of Rainbow Moonstone. If you're trying to be a mom, please know that the stone also helps with fertility and fertility issues. So wear that if you're having some problems. And I would say either buy a pair of earrings. The closer you can get it to the top of your head, the better. I mean, if you got a tiara, wear it. If I did, I would wear it. No shame. But I like it as the necklace too, because it just kind of takes care of like this whole area right there. So grab a chunk. Always, always, always. Larger than a quarter in size, the bigger the better. And yeah, anytime you need help with any of those themes, yeah, just grab a chunk of that and work with it and know that it's helping you towards your goals. Especially to step into your power if you're a female, or if you're male, to really balance out your energy and be a whole person. All right, you guys, I really hope you enjoyed that, all the reading and the stone this week. Let me know how this was for you. And remember, this is your week. Make it an amazing one. Thank you guys, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.